Napoleon's masterstroke, Austerlitz. In 1805, Napoleon achieved arguably his greatest victory. At the Battle of Austerlitz, he faced a coalition army of 90,000 soldiers. Napoleon didn't just rely on powerful armies. His brilliant strategy defeated the most formidable enemies. Before the battle, Napoleon set a brilliant trap, making his forces appear weaker than they were. He strategically abandoned the Pratzen Heights. This calculated move baited the enemy coalition into launching an attack. Napoleon's goal was to lure them into a vulnerable position. As the enemy advanced into the center, Napoleon struck with his full force. This decisive blow crushed the coalition army, securing his victory at Austerlitz. How did Napoleon's strategic genius lead to this stunning victory? Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to explore Napoleon's military brilliance further. Let's delve deeper into the mind of a military mastermind. The son of Austerlitz. December 2nd, 1805. A new dawn broke over Austerlitz, but it would bring anything but peace for the coalition armies. They watched as Napoleon's forces seemingly abandoned the strategic high ground. The Pratzen Heights, now ripe for the taking, it appeared the French were in retreat. Victory seemed within their grasp. The Austrian and Russian commanders, blinded by perceived weakness, ordered a full assault on Napoleon's right flank. They shifted their troops, eager to crush what they thought was a retreating foe. But this was the bait, the fatal flaw in their strategy. They played directly into the emperor's hands. Hidden in the dense morning fog, Napoleon concealed his elite troops. The coalition center now stood exposed, vulnerable. The moment was perfect. Napoleon unleashed his counterattack, a thunderous strike aimed directly at the weakened enemy corps. Chaos erupted. The coalition ranks buckled under the sudden ferocious assault. Their lines shattered, their formations dissolved. Confusion reigned as the trap sprung shut. They had marched willingly into Napoleon's carefully laid snare. Escape was now impossible. The son of Austerlitz was about to rise on a battlefield of shattered dreams. Austerlitz, the decisive blow. The coalition army, confident in their numbers, made a fatal miscalculation. Intent on overwhelming Napoleon's right flank, they left their center dangerously exposed. A thin line of soldiers was all that stood between victory and disaster. As the morning mist began to dissipate, revealing the battlefield, Napoleon seized his opportunity. He issued the order that would change the course of the battle, a calculated risk with the potential for total victory. Marshal Soult's elite corps, veterans of countless campaigns, surged forward. These were not raw recruits, but seasoned soldiers, hardened by years of war, now charging uphill towards the Pratzen Heights. The coalition forces were caught completely off guard. Their lines, already stretched thin, buckled under the sudden, ferocious assault. They were unable to react, their formations crumbling before the French onslaught. In a matter of moments, the French had shattered the coalition center, splitting their army in two. Napoleon now commanded the high ground, dictating the flow of battle. The trap had sprung, and the hunters had become the hunted. What began as a feint was now a complete and utter domination. The son of Austerlitz. Chaos reigned. The coalition army cleaved in two, fought to reform. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. French cannons roared, tearing through the enemy ranks. A thunder of hooves announced the arrival of the French cavalry, charging from every angle. Russian and Austrian generals screamed commands swallowed by the din. Soldiers found themselves trapped, lost in a nightmare of fog, fire, and fear. Some ran, desperate to escape the carnage. Others were taken prisoner. Some met their end in the icy depths of frozen lakes. Napoleon had not merely outmaneuvered his foes, he had shattered their will. Before his very eyes, the once mighty coalition army dissolved into a broken rabble. But how did Napoleon secure this victory, sending shockwaves across Europe? How did he crush the last vestiges of resistance and etch his name into the annals of history? Subscribe and like to find out. The son of Austerlitz. The coalition army was in tatters, a broken force ripe for annihilation. Napoleon, ever the opportunist, seized his chance. His legions surged forward, a relentless tide, cutting off every avenue of escape. The frozen lakes, once a potential path to safety, became a death sentence. As desperate Russian soldiers scrambled across the fragile ice, Napoleon unleashed his artillery. The ice shattered, sending hundreds into the frigid depths, a brutal, calculated act that sealed the coalition's fate. The final count was a testament to Napoleon's ruthless efficiency. His own losses were minimal, a mere 1,500 men. The coalition, however, was decimated. Over 30,000 lay dead, wounded, captured, or lost beneath the ice. Austria, broken and defeated, begged for peace. Russia limped away, their pride shattered. Napoleon stood triumphant at the zenith of his power. Austerlitz was more than a victory. It was a demonstration of military genius. A Corsican upstart had humbled two emperors in a single bloody day. The battle redrew the map of Europe, casting a long shadow of fear and respect. Napoleon had proven that battlefield brilliance could reshape the world. If you enjoyed this series, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and stay with us for more incredible stories from history's greatest moments.